What are we doing today?
Gonna build an awning.
Ooh, that good awning.
DIY.
I'm helping him.
That's what I'm looking for.
Ooh,
That's the good price.
that's the crispy stuff.
So we need to find 6 of these. Nice straight.
Yeah.
It's the one in the back.
Has less holes in it.
This is gonna be the one with the hole.
Running.
If you need like 3 1/4 or 3 3/4, don't go to Home Depot.
Dang. I'm gonna hashtag Home Depot in this and then
10, 11. We get a couple extras or just see if we need it?
I got Home Depot right next to the house, so.
Yeah. What's up, Overlanders? We're gonna build another awning. We just cut 4 of our conduit bars to 8 feet, which is going to be the whole top end, and 2 of them to about 6.5 feet, which will be our 2 support bars. And we're getting ready to start drilling holes, and we lined up the holes from the tarp with the end of the bar. That's where our hole's going to be, because the bolt that goes through the bar and into the next one also is what holds the tarp on there. So
cool.
That's
On to the drill.
On to the drill.
Mike's helping us.
What's up? Yeah, we got our new friend Mike helping hold the bar in place. We don't have a I don't even know what you call it, tap thingy.
Tap and die.
Tap and what? Something?
It's called a tap and die.
Tap and die. We don't have a tap and die, so we're using a nail and a hammer.
Hey, this is like one of those, you know, how to do this on a budget. So if we don't have the tools.
Exactly, and that pretty much just, ow, destroyed the nail.
Dang, I'm gonna slow-mo that.
But pretty much you do that so that when you go to drill the first hole, you know, you do a little hole and then you do a bigger hole. That helps keep you centered. At least that's the way I learned, but you do that first to kind of give yourself a preset spot to help keep you in the middle. All right, we found a knife block.
I didn't need that anyways.
To keep us from drilling into the driveway. So
The whole point of this is to be, you know,
drill that thing centered. Go for it.
it's not like I had anything important to say. So we pretty much just drilled the pre-holes, and now we're gonna go just a little bit bigger on the drill so we can get it matched up to size on these the bolts. I didn't have enough or a big enough, so pretty much what I had to do is I had to just go in a circular motion until this would drop down, and pretty much what it is.
That ends up being a crossbar that you pull out from the tarp to well, the tarp goes over it. You'll see. So we're putting the bolts through here now.
So here.
Start with the washer.
Right there. I'm putting another washer here just for the fact that, you know, I didn't shave any of this down. It's gonna go just like that.
And this is the bar that's gonna connect to your roof rack or roof basket or whatever.
So washer, spacer.
This side gets the spacer.
I'm doing another.
Spacer will make sense in a minute.
And putting it down.
Put the last washer on. Get the nut on there. The corner with this, I think that's a 1-inch spacer.
Cool.
Gets a 4-inch bolt. I would. Okay, so this is the, I guess the rear side, if you want to call it that. So we got the bolt, washer, tarp, washer, conduit, washer, conduit, another washer, and the nut. And this side and the side with the spacer on it are the sides that do hinging out from the vehicle. So we got the side with the spacer, the side without the spacer. Now here is where the leg is going to attach. And we've got a bolt going through washer, through the conduit, another washer, conduit, hopefully, if you drilled the hole right. If you don't drill your holes big enough.
When in doubt, use a hammer.
So our one loose crossbar just sits right on top of this bolt, and pressure from the tarp holds it on there. Okay, so hope you're not getting too confused. You're a little ways into this video now. I want to explain the crossbar that we're talking about and the bolt that ends up sitting in the bar kind of doing nothing. I'm going to show you right now what that does. Okay, so this is the crossbar I was talking about. I keep the 2 bungee cords that hold the tarp to the bottom of this leg on this bar. That's where I keep these bungees. So, the original way and the way that we did it in the video is that we drilled a hole just big enough for this bolt that kind of does nothing. The head of the bolt sticks right through that hole, and this just sits right on top. And then when you pull the tarp over and you bungee it, that's what holds this bar down nice and tight. And that's how we use that. So the other way, the edits that I put in the video is to have a hole drilled all the way through this crossbar, and to have the threads of the bolt sticking up instead of, you know, only being tall enough to just stick out. But yeah, have those threads stick up, drill the hole all the way through, and then you get a much stronger connection. The only problem with that is if those bolts are too long, if those threads stick up too far, when those arms close, those threads will stick up and your rolled up tarp could puncture. So just make sure that those threads aren't too long. If, you know, just long enough to barely stick through this crossbar. Now remember, this is DIY, so everybody, you know, it's gonna be different for everyone. So the way that we did it in the video for Steven's awning, and the way that I originally had mine, was these arms would hinge from below. But I have a new roof rack system here, and I had to put my hinging points on top of the main bar. So you may or may not have to do the same thing. If you're mounted high enough, then it's not going to be a problem. The problem that comes with doing that is where the tarp connects. That ends up trying to kink or hinge the tarp with it. So just be careful of that. Don't make it too tight so that the tarp can kind of try to stay stationary as the arm is hinging itself. But like I said, it's DIY. Everyone's gonna have to mount and do it slightly different depending on their rig, their rack, and all that. So, but we want to see all your DIY awnings. So make sure to send it our way. Post a video, tag us in it. We want to see what everybody else is doing.
What's up, Overlanders? Today I do want to apologize about the video quality. I am using my phone versus the Sony a7R II, so the quality is going to be a little bit jittery just because I don't have the stabilizer, etc. Alright, but moving on to what we're doing today. So today we are actually putting on the canopy to the basket of my 4Runner. So right now that engine is being overhauled, so I just pulled it out of there, and unfortunately I was going to do the 3.4 swap, but I already had the donor vehicle and then just started running into a lot of problems. So I'm just going to rebuild this motor and put it in there until I can actually do it right and have the time. The biggest thing for me is patience, and I don't have patience. I want to go overlanding and I want to be in that vehicle, and I don't want to be in this vehicle right here. Okay, so that's my main mission and priority, is to get that thing up and going. I will be doing the 3.4 swap you know, down the road. However, this little guy is gonna get overhauled and then I'm gonna do it slowly. So back to the project that we're doing today, and it's getting that all set up on the basket. So stay tuned, and here we go. Yep, just go to your Home Depot. These things were $9 for 10. I recommend using as many as you possibly can. I think 10 suffice for everything. I just don't want, you know, mine to start flying away, you know, when it's mounted. So this will mitigate all of that, and all you're gonna need for this is a flathead screwdriver. Note to self, think smarter, not harder. Use this bad boy. It's 8mm. It's gonna be a lot quicker. I just found out. Alright, since I don't have any help, all I did was I just kind of expanded it a little bit to kind of help me out with getting the main bar attached, which it's now level with the top part of my basket. So I think that's one of the little issues that I had, was actually getting it up there, you know, and staying up there so I can actually put these things on. So things you gotta take in consideration is maybe having another partner help you put this on. But first one planted. Just as my piece of advice, I wouldn't cinch these things down too hard so they don't break. I mean, remember, you're gonna have, you know, 8, 10, whatever you decide that you want to put in there. So I got the first 2 going, then I'm going to start evenly spreading that out so I have more support on the bar. Okay, so once you get them all mounted on there, it's going to look kind of like this. I mean, pretty straightforward, just like that. Now I got to cut these off just because I don't want to have anything to poke through the actual material. So it's gonna look good. There we go, all mounted. I still gotta put a few more, cut those, and then but yeah, here's the overall. This is the overall look. To all you trail benders out there, keep bending, baby. This is Steven, and I am out.
What's up, Overlanders? Okay, so you just saw how Steven mounted his awning to his truck, which is originally how I had mine mounted up, but I needed to make room on my top bars of my roof basket for the tent that I'm building. So I'm going to show you how I mount my awning now. Okay, and so here's the cover I made. This is, it's a vinyl fabric. You can get it on Amazon for about, let me see here, $3 a yard. You need 3 yards of it. And you cut it down to about, I don't know, 8.5 or 9 by maybe 2, depending on how much you want it to wrap around and how much you want to be, you know, stuffing the cover in. As you can see, the cover for the awning only wraps halfway around, so it opens up. And we decided not to show that for the video, how this was made, because everyone's gonna do it differently. Every truck is different, and the way you're gonna mount it is gonna kind of change the way that you're able to use a cover. These are luggage straps. They come in an X. You have to cut them apart and kind of refeed the strap through the tensioner. They're $7 a piece, I think, on Amazon. Just search black luggage strap. So I unclip these. The end of the cover I just spin into a little spool here, and there it is, and I just pull it off. Now the front, about 1.5 feet, I hand sewed, which took like, I don't know, 4 hours, a long time, because I had never done it before. I sewed the front of it as flat as I could, and down along here I sewed so that it would kind of go on like a sleeve for the front part of it. That just slides right off. And this I usually use the luggage straps to kind of strap this in, or I just throw it in the truck when I'm out in the field so it doesn't fly away. I was about to pull the awning out, but I forgot I wanted to tell you, if you haven't seen the other videos about the awning, these are black rubber twisty ties that you get at Home Depot, Amazon, anywhere. They're $6 for 2, I think. And this is what I use to kind of just loosely hold the conduit, the bars together. If you watch my vlogs, you would have seen this new mount already for the awning. But instead of using hose clamps straight to my roof basket, instead I have L brackets coming off of my crossbars. My roof rack is DIY, and I use Unistrut, which you find in the electrical section of Home Depot. Unistrut is super cool. Watch some of the other videos or look it up. You'll see how awesome it is. You can mount things to it super easily with these T-nuts. Super cool. Anyway, so here is my awning on the L brackets. So I use stainless steel U-bolts to hold them on. What I will say about these U-bolts though, since there's not as many tension points as when I was using the hose clamps, when I put this thing away, there's a little more of a tendency for it to rotate down, tilt down on this joint. So I always have to kind of tilt the thing back up when it's time to set it up. But other than that, it's great. And now I have room for my tent. Oh, and be careful when you have your straps here hanging down in your door. Careful not to close the door into the strap. I did that once already and had to order new straps. So let's just keep that protected. So I also showed this in the other awning videos, but this is how we kind of keep the awning tight. Just go to Home Depot, pick up a box of bungee cords. You'll see these yellow ones in there. I think it's 10 bucks for a bunch of cords. 2 long ones we have here for the corner of the tarp down to the ground. Same one over there. And then kind of wrap that around the pole, helps keep it tight. I do kind of a trio here. And that keeps this side up, and it keeps this the 2 sides kind of tight in the middle. So this is not sagging at all. So there's our 2 methods of mounting our DIY awning. We have one with U-bolts and an L bracket, and the other way that we do it is with hose clamps. And like Steven said, trail benders, keep bending, keep trailing, and see you next time. Thanks for watching.